Today, we're going to once again talk about a very controversial subject in the voiceover industry, and that is Fiverr. If you've ever heard that Fiverr will ruin your career or, keep you broke or confuse you, you're not alone. Today, you're going to learn about how to use Fiverr the right way, even as a beginner, even without a pro demo as well, and also how to not fall into some of the traps that a lot of people will talk about when it comes to Fiverr. And a little later, I'm going to talk about why Fiverr gets such a bad rap in the voiceover industry and why some of that negative attention is warranted and why some of it is absolutely not. Because in reality, it's not really about Fiverr itself. It's really about how most people use Fiverr. Here's a quick reframe you can use right now, and that is that platforms don't create bad careers. I don't care what the platform is. It could be a pay-to-play, a freelance site. The platform itself is not the problem. The lack of strategy is what causes bad careers. Fiverr is just another marketplace. It doesn't force bad pricing. It doesn't, force bad behavior or even certain outcomes. It's just a platform. But the way you use that platform makes all the difference. What you should be asking yourself as a beginner is, what can Fiverr do for me right now to help me build and learn? Because just that question alone already puts you ahead of most beginners. My name's Mike Hathcote. I'm a full-time voice actor, and I help people navigate the voiceover industry as beginners and help you avoid some of the outdated opinions and common mistakes that a lot of new voice actors make. My students and myself use Fiverr strategically, not emotionally. You can use it as a beginner all the way well into your career. If you want a clear and honest overview of Fiverr and the overall voiceover industry and how you might be able to fit into that, I'm hosting a free live webinar coming up this Tuesday night. In this free 1-hour webinar, I'm going to cover the entire voiceover industry and answer your questions live and hopefully peel back the curtain a little bit about the voiceover industry and where you might be able to fit in. And just for attending the webinar, you're also going to get a free copy of my book, The Voiceover Blueprint. Get found, get heard, and get hired. You're going to get the digital PDF as well as the audiobook, absolutely free just for showing up. Just hit the link in the description and pin comment below to sign up, and I'll see you this Tuesday at 6 o'clock Pacific time. Okay, now let's talk about some Fiverr criticisms and why some of these are actually very warranted and why others are not so much. Okay, the number one and probably the most common criticism with Fiverr is that Fiverr drives prices down. And this is kind of a misnomer because Fiverr doesn't drive prices down. People without a plan drive prices down. You can price whatever you want to price on Fiverr. It's just that people who are brand new to voiceover, they typically will price lower because they're still kind of getting their legs under them and learning the process of working with scripts and clients and recording and editing. And that's why it's more of an entry-level type situation on Fiverr. A lot of the companies out there who hire talent on Fiverr, they don't have the budgets, the marketing budgets of some of these bigger and more well-known companies. So if that's all they can afford for their explainer video or their ad or whatever, that's why they go to Fiverr. So Fiverr attracts all kinds of clients, not just the cheap ones. A lot of the time, the people who are beginner voice talent on Fiverr only see some of the cheap clients on there because their positioning is wrong, their communication is bad, maybe their profiles or their gigs are not structured the way they should be, and that's the reason why they're only seeing some of that bottom of the barrel pricing and clients. So the truth is that cheap clients aren't the problem, but getting stuck in that cheap client, mill is. Okay, the next criticism is that professionals don't use Fiverr. And that's just plain false. Lots of professionals use Fiverr, whether they admit it or not, because it is a great place where you can kind of fill in the gaps between some of your other bigger, more high-profile work. Me personally, I use Fiverr because I don't like to leave any money on the table. I mean, there are people out there who will talk bad about Fiverr, and to that I say, then fine, stay off of it, leave all the rest of that money for us, because Fiverr is just a great place to fill in those gaps. A lot of the negativity around Fiverr comes from using it as a career replacement and not a tool. I always talk about having as many revenue streams on here as possible, and Fiverr is just one of many places where I get work. Okay, now let's talk about how beginners actually can use Fiverr. So remember, you're not using this as your end-all be-all career delivery system. It is going to be where you can learn how buyers think. You can get, experience with scripts and kind of work those reps and recording and editing. You can get some feedback from real clients on how you deliver your work. And it's just a really good training ground. In the beginning, think of Fiverr as the training wheels, right? It's not the Tour de France. It's the training wheels that you use to kind of develop the muscle that you need to do this on a larger scale. Another reason why this is great for beginners is that you don't need a professionally produced demo to get onto Fiverr and start getting work. That is preferred, obviously, if you're going to be going beyond Fiverr. But when it comes to Fiverr, you can actually get on there with just a DIY situation and actually start picking up some of that entry-level work. Now, on the flip side, if you do have a professional demo, then you can use that on Fiverr as well. It's just going to kind of amplify and broaden your appeal to some of those buyers who are a little bit more sophisticated. Another thing that's great about using your professional demo on Fiverr is that you can typically command higher rates that way because you've proven that you've got the goods to, do the work that is needed from those higher end clients. So you can actually raise your rates to correlate with that. So what a pro demo will do for you on Fiverr is it just kind of increases your credibility. It shows the client that you're ready and have the skill set for that upper tier work. So the big mistake isn't whether you should or shouldn't use a pro demo on Fiverr. It's thinking that the demo replaces strategy. Don't just throw a demo up there and just expect, people to start knocking your doors down. And this goes for things off of Fiverr as well. So that strategy matters a whole lot more when the competition is high, which it is on Fiverr. Sure, there's a lot of that lower end tier work, but also that upper tier work also has very high competition. Let's talk about why some beginners actually fail on Fiverr. Some people will just jump on Fiverr and then they go copy other people's gigs and think that that's the secret to success. And while that can get you maybe a little further down the road, you really need a strategy that speaks to your advantages and your skill set. And what ends up happening is when the results aren't there, then they just go, oh, it's Fiverr. I'm blaming, they just blame Fiverr. And they don't realize that had they actually paid some attention to, that profile and those gigs, they could have refined that a little bit and actually made it much more successful. This is one of the reasons why in the Voiceover Blueprint training program, we have a live webinar every Wednesday night with John Drennan, who is a Fiverr Jedi Master, specifically on Fiverr, where he actually can give you feedback on your gigs to optimize them and make them as best they can be. This is why beginners can win on Fiverr even without a lot of experience. And this is one of the things I'm going to be talking about in that webinar coming up on Tuesday night. So if you haven't signed up yet, check it out. So Fiverr should really kind of evolve as you do in your career. At the beginning, you're in the learning phase. You're going to be kind of, honing your skills and building confidence. Then in the later phase, you're going to add a professional demo, raise your rates. You'll have less volume, meaning less jobs, but each of those jobs is going to be much higher pay. Fiverr is really only dangerous if it's your only plan. But if you use it wisely and use it as a tool and develop yourself as you go, you can use it as just one of many revenue streams. And this is why the industry criticism exists. People confuse a tool with a strategy. So now I hope you have a better idea of how Fiverr kind of fits into your overall voiceover career. It's very beginner friendly. You don't need a professional demo, and it doesn't really cap your future unless you let it. And if you need help building your voiceover path in the industry and more than just Fiverr, then don't forget that webinar coming up this Tuesday. Link in the description and pinned comment below. Absolutely free, and you'll also get a free copy of the book, The Voiceover Blueprint. Get found, get heard, and get hired, and hope to see you there. And if you didn't absolutely hate this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and leave a comment down below if you feel like you are struggling on Fiverr and would like a little bit of guidance on how to be more successful there. And speaking of Fiverr, if you want to see how I've personally made over $150,000 just on Fiverr, I take you through the entire process in this video right here.